Let's talk about power. Not the kind you see trending on feed, not loudness, not dominance, not who can shout the loudest. I'm talking about deeper power, the kind you don't always see, but you do feel. The kind that walks into a room that shifts the field. The kind that doesn't demand space, it radiates presence. It's the power of vibrational discernment, of silent sovereignty, of knowing what's true without needing to prove it. In a world obsessed with volume, validation, and visibility, your subtle body is your superpower. Today, we're diving into the life of the legacy of Guru Bahadur, the ninth Sikh Guru, and the living embodiment of the energy body 9, the subtle body. This is the energetic field of soul-level discernment, karmic wisdom, quiet strength, and refined spiritual maturity. If you've ever felt like your sensitivity was too much, if you've ever known the truth without logic, if you've ever stood firm in your values while the world tried to convince you otherwise, you're in the right place, because this isn't just about teaching. This is a remembrance, a reactivation of your subtle body, the body that doesn't fight or flee. It perceives, it knows, it transmits. So let's begin. I'm Cherry, your spiritual life coach, numerologist, Lemurian guide, and fierce protector of the truth. I work with sensitive, powerful, soul-led beings who are here to lead, but done leading from burnout, forgiving, and performance. If you've been the empath, the people pleaser, the one who knew the truth in my body, but overrode it with politeness, shame, and social pressure, and that nearly cost me everything, until I remembered that discernment is divine, that clarity is power, and that the strongest field I could ever hold was the one I didn't have to defend. That's what the subtle body taught me. This energy body changed the way I lead, the way I serve, and the way I breathe. And if you're listening to this, your soul is asking for that same upgrade. So let's walk with Guru Bahadur and explore how to reclaim your spiritual clarity, integrity, and subtle mastery. Guru Bahadur was born in 1621, a time of religious persecution and political chaos across India. The Mughal Empire was enforcing forced conversations. Fear was rising, faith was under attack, and in the middle of it all stood a man of immeasurable stillness, not loud, not dramatic, but unshakable. He didn't posture, he didn't seek followers, he didn't chase recognition. He simply stood in his truth. He protected the spiritual freedom of others, even when their beliefs weren't their own. He stood when it was dangerous. He spoke when silence was much safer. He refused to convert, even when it cost him his life. His death wasn't a tragedy. It was a transmission, a vibrational message encoded in the ethers. You cannot control those who are soul. You cannot control those who are soul sovereign. You cannot silence the frequency of truth. This is a subtle body in its highest form. No need to prove, no need to defend, no need to perform. Just presence, perception, power through stillness. And in a world that's constantly performing, your presence is your rebellion. Now, the ninth energy body is the spiritual anatomy, not protective, not defensive, but perceptive. It is the layer of your energetic system that gives you access to soul-level discernment, past life memories, karmic pattern recognition, telepathic knowing, vibrational truth beyond the logic. This body doesn't operate through sound or sight. It operates through sensation. It picks up on what's unspoken. It filters the subtle currents in conversations, environments, and energy fields. The subtle body in action when you walk into a room and feel the mood shift before anybody even says a word. You meet somebody and your body says no, but your mind tries to override it. You speak the truth and feel it land in others, even if they don't respond out loud. That's your subtle body at work. It's not dramatic, it's not showy, but it is infallibly accurate when you learn to trust it. When the subtle body is strong, when this energy body is balanced, activated, and clear, you make decisions from inner truth, not external pressure. You spot misalignment before it becomes chaos. You speak only when necessary, but when you do, people listen. You become an anchor of clarity in emotional turbulent environments. You operate from resonance, not reaction. You become like the guru, a master of spiritual diplomacy, an unwavering frequency. But when the subtle body is weakened, when it's underactive, blocked, or clouded, you may doubt your intuition, absorb other people's energy as your own, feel drained around inauthenticity, say yes when you know it's a no, lose yourself in group dynamics, struggle to feel your own energetic truth. The result is you shrink, you second guess, you start to question the one thing you've always had, your inner knowing. And that is the cost of a disconnected subtle body. So here are some signs your subtle body is awakening. You feel sensitive but no longer overwhelmed. You begin recognizing karmic patterns in others and in yourself. You speak fewer words, but they carry so much more weight. You can tell when something is off, even before it becomes visible. You trust your frequency more than the external advice. This is spiritual maturity. The subtle body doesn't react, it reads. It doesn't fix, it clarifies. It doesn't dominate, it directs through vibration. And that's the energy medicine this world is craving. The subtle body is your elder frequency. It holds the wisdom of lifetimes. It remembers the contracts. It knows what karma is yours and what isn't. That's why you feel tired in crowds, why noise feels like violence, why truth lives in your body before your mouth. This energy body makes you a guide, not a savior, a seer, not a fixer, a frequency holder, and not a performer. Let's deepen this now through the sacred lens of number 9, the soul contract of karmic wisdom and spiritual closure. 9 in numerology is the completion, karmic code, and spiritual integrity. In numerology, the number 9 is the final single digit, the end of a cycle, the elder, the closer, the karmic finisher. It carries the weight of what's come before and the wisdom to let go with grace. This is not beginner frequency. This is soul mastery energy. So what does the 9 represent? It's completion without collapse, wisdom without the arrogance, karmic release without revenge, service without sacrifice, boundaries without bitterness. It is the number of the healer who no longer martyrs themselves, guides who don't need to be followed, teachers who teach through presence, leaders who walk away from noise, not towards it. This is the frequency of refinement. The karmic role of the 9 energy comes with past life residue, both the unhealed and the mastered. If you carry a 9 in your chart, soul, destiny, path, or even your karma number, you're here to complete cycles from previous lifetimes, break generational patterns, heal collective pain through personal truth, close doors that were never meant to stay open, guide others through transition without needing recognition. But here's the nuance. You must learn to discern what's yours to carry and what is not, because 9 attracts the wounded, the lost, the seekers. And without subtle body strength, that becomes a recipe for energetic burnout. The 9 and the subtle body connection. When you combine the 9's numerology and the 9th energy body, you get karmic discernment through frequency. You begin to feel what patterns are ancestral, what contracts are complete, what roles are expired, what energies are true, and which are trauma echoes. This is soul level sovereignty. You don't need to go looking for lessons. They arrive, and your field will recognize them. And your work is either complete them with love, release them with clarity, or walk away with grace. Now, the shadow of the 9, when you don't honor the sacred closing, you then stay in relationships past their expiry date. You overfunction for people who won't rise. You carry guilt for not saving everyone. You confuse spiritual service with self-assurance, with self-erasure. This is why 9 often feels exhausted, because without energetic discernment, your compassion becomes your prison. So the call of the 9 is asking you to stop rescuing what doesn't want to be rescued. Stop attaching what is karmically complete. Trust the soul cycle that says it's time to end so that you can rise. Like Guru Bahadur, the 9s are here to stand for truth, not through volume, but through vibration, not through controlling others, but through mastering yourself. Let's now explore how the Lemurian elders saw this exact frequency and why Energy Body 9 was reserved for the most spiritual, refined leaders. In Lemuria, not everyone was trained to hold the 9th body. That level of energetic refinement was considered elder priestess work. It was reserved for the gatekeepers, the soul diplomats, the frequency anchors. These weren't warriors of war. They were warriors of energetic wisdom. And the tool they mastered, the subtle body. So what was the subtle body in Lemurian teachings? It was called the Temple of Truth, the vibrational veil between illusion and soul knowing. It allowed Lemurians to communicate telepathically with emotional nuance, sense deception without conflict, close timelines no longer serving the collective, walk between realms and discernment, hold counsel not by force, but by frequency. The frequency of the guardians. These subtle body holders were guardians of the sacred sites, dream keepers and memory restorers, council elders who could detect karmic knots in group fields, the ones who could feel when something was off and act before harm unfolded. They weren't the loudest in the temple, but when they spoke, the entire frequency shifted. They weren't the most decorated, but when they entered a room, even the land responded. The Lemurian traits of the subtle body. It wasn't about power over others. It was about spiritual maturity. Their field didn't react, it read. Their emotions didn't dominate. They translated energy with compassion. Their presence didn't control, it anchored clarity. This is exactly what Guru Bahadur embodied, and it's what you, my love, are remembering now. You might not be a Lemurian subtle body carrier. If you sense lies before they're spoken, you feel karma in the tones of somebody's voice. You're always knowing when something's off, but couldn't explain it. You're exhausted, but chaotic energy, and need time to rest and be alone. You'd rather speak with clarity than convince with charm. You carry ancestral wisdom that others don't always understand. You've been called too sensitive, intense, quiet, too much by people who couldn't match your frequency. You're not too much. You're just clear. And the world isn't used to clarity without noise. Now, the subtle body is equals sovereignty in Lemurian priestess training. Subtlety wasn't weakness. It was spiritual sovereignty. You were trained to hold your field clear, even in emotional storms. Read collective karma without absorbing it. Speak truth that ends in cycles. Lead groups energetically, not with your ego. This is where we are returning. And Energy Body 9 is the key. In the next chapter, we'll ground this into daily practices to help you embody your subtle body and live your leadership with grace, soul clarity, and vibrational strength. Embodying the subtle body practices for discernment, grace, and soul sovereignty. The subtle body isn't just a concept, it's a living frequency within you. And like any energetic muscle, it strengthens through practice. So let's explore how to activate, nourish, and embody the ninth energy body in your daily life. First, practice vibrational discernment, not mental judgment. This is the biggest shift. Discernment isn't about judgment, right versus wrong. It's about feeling resonance versus distortion. Try this before making a decision. Pause, breathe, ask, is this aligned with my soul's refinement or my ego's reactivity? If your body softens, it equals a soul. If your chest tightens, breath shortens, or you feel foggy, pause. That's your subtle body speaking. 2, speak less, anchor more. You don't need to explain everything. When your subtle body is strong, your presence speaks for you. So practice. Next time you enter a conversation, resist the urge to over-explain. Say what's true once, then hold the field. Let your vibration do the rest. 3, energetic salt baths for karmic clarity. Energy Body 9 holds karmic debris. So a weekly salt bath helps cleanse residual energy that isn't yours. Use 1 cup of Epsom salts, half a cup of pink Himalayan salts, and a few drops of essential oils, either frankincense or lavender, are beautiful for Body 9. Set this intention. I release all karmic contracts that are complete. I call back my soul essence from all time, space, and dimension. And then soak for about 20 minutes and let go. Trust what leaves. 4th, energetic field journaling. Use your journal prompts weekly to train your subtle perception. Ask yourself, what am I sensing that no one is saying? What truth do I feel in my field but haven't yet spoken? What karmic loops do I keep entertaining that is already done? Be radically honest. Let the pen reveal the subtle wisdom. 5, Lemurian mirror practice for the soul reflection. Stand before a mirror, Gaze into your own eyes, not for vanity, but for vibration, and say, I trust what I feel. I trust what I know. I honor my clarity, even when others fear it. I do not owe anyone an explanation for my soul's discernment. Say it out loud and anchor it in your body. You don't just carry the subtle body, you embody it. Now let's move into the sacred visualization activation, a meditative experience to awaken your subtle body and step into vibrational sovereignty, Lemurian style. So find a quiet space, feet uncrossed, spine soft, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Again, inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the mouth with a sigh. Allow your shoulders to drop, your jaw to unclench, your heart to open. You are entering a sacred space now. You're entering the field. Visualize a soft mist of silvery blue light surrounding your body. This is your subtle body, the field of soul knowing. It shimmers, it flows, it extends about 3 feet beyond your skin, and it holds the blueprint of your karmic truth. Breathe into this field now. Let it awaken. Feel the mist begin to shimmer more brightly as your presence sharpens and your soul energy clarifies. You see a Lemurian gatekeeper emerge from the edge of the silvery mist. A being appears. They are Lemurian elders, clad in robes of white and deep indigo, eyes ancient, heart radiant. They do not speak, they simply see you. Feel their gaze land on your subtle body, not your personality, not your past, your frequency. They are here to guide you through a subtle body remembrance. The elders raise their hands and breathe a single breath towards you, a golden stream of light. You inhale this golden breath. Feel it move through your crown, your heart, your solar plexus, and finally radiating outward into your subtle field. This breath clarifies. It removes all energy that doesn't belong to you. It dissolves illusion and strengthens inner truth. Let this golden breath move through you now. Feel your field recalibrate and repeat this mantra silently or out loud. I trust what I feel. I trust what I know. My field is sacred. My discernment is divine. I release all contracts that are complete. I walk forward with clarity and grace. Let those words ripple out into your subtle body. Let them seal your energy. Let them command your vibration. The elders nod once. They do not explain. They simply honor your frequency. With a soft shimmer, they step back into the mist, and your field grows stronger in their absence. You return to your body now, wriggling your toes, wriggling your fingers, rolling your shoulders back and opening your eyes when you're ready. You are here. You are clear. You are sovereign. In the world that doesn't need more noise, it needs clarity. It needs leadership like you to anchor truth without needing to shout, to speak when it's needed, and to stand in silence when it's sacred. Guru Bahadur gave his life not to be remembered, but to leave a vibration. You are carrying that vibration now. You don't have to justify your boundaries. You don't have to explain your knowing. You don't have to decode yourself for people committed to misunderstanding you. You get to lead through presence. You get to choose resonance over approval. You get to walk away from what does not match your soul's frequency without guilt. You are not broken. You are not too sensitive. You are not too much. You are a vessel of discernment, a holder of soul truth, a Lemurian gatekeeper in a modern world. So breathe, sovereign one. Your presence is enough, and your subtle body is awake now. If this landed for you in your soul and stirred something that's awakened within you, then it's time to take this work deeper. Book yourself an empowerment strategy session and let me guide you back to your subtle power, energetic clarity, and soul-led leadership. You are not here to fix. You are here to embody. Your field is sacred. Let's remember that together. And if you want to find out if number 9 is in your chart, in the description box below, you'll find the link to grab your quick guide to numerology. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave in the comments what was your aha moment, or that was me, or you recognize yourself. Until next time, stay sovereign.